We just released a new version of Divi, and it comes with a brand new feature called Workspaces. So I'm here to give you the full tour. Don't skip this video and stick around to the end because you're going to learn a thing or two that will really improve your experience when working with Divi. Divi 5 comes with a lot of workspace options for customizing the experience and the interface of the builder. When I open up the workspace settings, you'll see a bunch of options. For example, changing the interface mode or the color scheme, enabling or disabling the admin bar, adding or removing icons from the top bar. There's a bunch of stuff you can do here to customize your experience, but where Divi really shines is how it allows you to customize the panel layout of the builder. You can choose which panels are opened or closed. You can open up multiple panels in one sidebar. You can adjust the width of the sidebar. You can choose whether panels are docked or floating. You can adjust their size and position. You can dock them to the left or the right. You can also combine panels into tabbed groups. So I can have two panels in this top group, or maybe I want all three tabbed like this. So you just have complete control over the layout of the builder in Divi 5. What today's new feature does is allow you to save all of those builder preferences and panel layouts as pre-made workspaces, and every user on your site can have their own set of workspaces. You can set the default workspace and quickly switch between different workspaces on the fly based on what you're building or your screen size, etc. So let me show you how it works. Right now I'm using Divi's default global workspace, but I like to work a little bit differently, so let me customize my workspace. First of all, I like to have the layers panel always open and the inspector always open. These are just super useful when you are working with elements, and it allows you to navigate the page so much more easily. Additionally, I use the command center a lot. So when you press Command K, it opens up the command center, and I don't want to have it squish these other panels all the time. So I actually want the command center to be floating and right in the middle here where I can see it. And then I can open and close the command center like that without disrupting the page layout. So I'll keep that there. Additionally, I don't use any of these buttons because all of these actions are available via right click and keyboard shortcuts. So I don't need to use this duplicate icon. I can just duplicate and delete with keyboard shortcuts. So I'm going to turn those off just to get rid of that visual noise. And this is going to be my default workspace. I could update the global default workspace, which I'm currently using, but instead I'm going to create a new default workspace for my user. So opening up the workspace settings, you'll notice an active workspace selection here where you can choose between all of the available workspaces. And you can also create a new workspace, which will capture all of the current settings and save it as a new workspace. So I'm going to create a new workspace and just call it widescreen. And now I have this workspace here. And if I were to, for example, go back to the default workspace, it's going to close all of those panels. And if I go to my widescreen workspace, it's going to open them. And if I want this to be my default workspace, then I can click the star icon here. And now this is my default workspace. If I refresh the builder, all of those panels come back and my interface settings are restored. What's great is that you can create multiple workspaces for different situations. The reason I named this workspace widescreen is because I know that I have two different workspace configurations that I prefer based on how big my browser window is. And sometimes it gets squished pretty small because I have my code editor opened on the right, and there just isn't as much space available for docked panels. And so I'm going to create a new small screen workspace that I can toggle between. My goal with this small screen workspace is to prevent the design from getting squished on desktop, so I can get a good preview of what I'm really working with. And to do that, I don't want anything docked on the left. And so I'm going to take this layers panel and just leave it floating here. And the inspector, I'm going to put that below the settings panel. And I can kind of move this up and down depending on if I need to inspect something. And then we'll put the layers panel here in the corner and maybe make it a little bit bigger. It's okay if it overlaps the design a bit. It's still very useful, and I can move it around if I need. I just don't want to squish the design. So this is going to be my small screen workspace. By the way, we added new commands to the command center to help you manage your workspaces more efficiently. You can create new workspaces, update the active workspace, reset the active workspace, etc. So if I want to quickly create a new workspace from these current settings, I can open up the command center and type in save as new workspace and give this a name. I'll call it small screen and save. And now we have two workspaces, the widescreen and the small screen workspace. You can also use the command center to quickly switch between workspaces. So I can just type in the name of my desired workspace, press enter, and now I've switched to the widescreen workspace. And I can do the same thing with the small screen workspace. You can also update the current workspace. So if I change my mind maybe about this layers panel position, I can just do update workspace, and now the workspace is updated. When I switch back to small screen, you'll see that the layers panel is in that same location. So it makes just managing your workspace super quick. And of course, you can also manage everything within the workspace panel. If I open up the workspace panel, I can swap between workspaces. There's also a bunch of convenient options. As you hover over each workspace, you can duplicate, delete, change the name, set as default, reset. You can also update any workspace with the current configuration. So I'm on the widescreen workspace, but if I changed my mind and I wanted the inspector to be somewhere else, like over here, and then I updated the workspace with the current configuration, well, it's going to remember that. And so when I switch back to widescreen, the inspector is going to be over here where I left it. So there you have it, unlimited customizable workspaces for Divi 5. Every user can have their own workspace. And remember, these workspaces capture not only panel positions, but all of the user experience settings in the workspace settings. For example, whether or not to show theme builder layouts, whether to input placeholder content, whether to open up all the option groups in the settings panel. There's a bunch of options in there, and now everyone gets to customize their own experience. Let me know what you think in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Subscribing really helps us out, so if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel, and I'll see you soon for another Divi 5 feature announcement, which I promise is right around the corner.